everyone. I know I've been a little bit missing in action, but it's the summer and there's no school, so there's also not a lot going on in my scrap room. I did, however, finally received in the last days a few orders that I placed in July and the first days of August. And yeah, so I didn't have time to film any hauls, so now I'll show you just a bunch of stuff together. And I'll start with what I got locally. So I went today to the art store. It's called Bosnell, and it's it's the largest in my area. I think they have stores in Austria and Germany, maybe more countries. I don't know. I'm sure about Austria and Germany. Anyway, I picked up this little cutie patootie. This is a Schmincke half pan in cobalt green turquoise, and this is a beautiful color. And the reason I got this, wait, I'll show you the sample. So this is the original color chart from Schmincke, and I highly recommend getting this before you commit to any paints. Daniel Smith also has these, and yeah, I don't know if more companies, but anyway, so this is the color here, and you can see that it's very light fast. That's the 5 stars. It's the highest light fast rating. It's opaque, but I usually use it with a lot of water. And the triangle is staining, and the last little thing is the price group. So this one is one of the more expensive ones because it's a cobalt color. And I haven't tried this color before, but it's very similar to the Sleeping Beauty one from Daniel Smith, which is just a gorgeous turquoise that is just a little bit more muted than my usual cobalt teal, cobalt turquoise that I love. And a large tube of the paint, the Daniel Smith one, costs £22, which is, I don't know, like more than 25 euros for one tube. So I thought I would take the half pan instead. And I usually buy tubes these days, but with Schmincke, somehow I think the pans are the way to go. They are just delicious, gorgeous. There's a video from Schmincke on how they create these little babies, and it's just, I think the pans are somehow just more fun to use than if you pour their paint from a tube and let it dry. So I don't know, and it is cheaper. It's less economical, so per euro or per dollar you get less paint than you would if you buy the tubes, but you know, it's still less money to spend at one time, and it's not a color that I use tons and tons of. So I got the half pan. I also got some hot pressed watercolor paper. I decided to go with the Fabriano Artistico Extra White, and this is, you know, 300 grams, 140 pounds watercolor paper, and I needed the hot press for something that I'm working on. I also, my Posca pen died on me, my white one. It's I've had it for years, and it finally, I think it's dying now. So I got this one, which is the bullet shape, and it's a really great one. It's just the best white pen that I've had. And I decided also to try this this super fine one. So I haven't tried this before, so I don't know how good it is, but I decided I would try. And before I found these, I was at another store in town, and I thought I would try, they didn't have the Posca pens, so I thought I would try the Malibu ones. This is a German company, if I'm not mistaken. So these came from kind of like a craft store as opposed to an art supply store, and I will try all of them. I have no idea how these are. So I got the bolt or the bullet nib, and then the smaller size. So that's what I got locally. Now from kind of locally. I got this alphabet alignment guide, perfect placement every time, and this is from American Crafts, and I got this from a store in Slovenia that is owned by my ex-fellow design team, Flora, the lovely, super talented Flora. So she has a store, and I don't know under which rock I was living that I didn't know that. And I really wanted to try this because I really, sometimes I find myself not using thickers and choosing to go with, you know, the word thickers because I can't align them to save my life. I have somewhere in my mess a T-square ruler, like a T ruler, that is just really bad. I've been using that for like a couple of years, but it's just bad. So I decided to go for these. They cost, I don't know, like 9 and something euros. I think less than $10 also in the States. And so you get, mostly I wanted this, the straight one, but actually I think it's really fun to have these wave guides, and this one I'm super happy about it. So obviously you can use it like this or like this. I'm really happy, and it has the center marked here, so that's also, I think, super helpful because you can just start, you know, wherever you want it to be centered. And then there's a smaller one. This is the arc guide, the wave guide, so also smaller ones. I think this is a fantastic tool, and I have no idea how it works. I'm just showing you the stuff I got, and I will just be using these things in future videos. So this I got from Slovenia. I will link to Flora's store. It arrived super fast. I'm in Austria, so I'm right next to Slovenia. And the nice thing about ordering within the European Union is that it's fast and there's no customs, even though this is cheap, so I wouldn't pay customs if I ordered it from the States, but it's still much faster and cheaper. Okay, now let's move on to Blitsy. So for some reason I decided that I really need the stamp in the face. You don't need this. The stamp platform protective sleeve, and this is of course for this, which is just laying around like that actually in my Raskok cart, and I thought it would be nice to have this bag. I don't know, maybe it was unnecessary. Also from Blitsy, I got these water media paper. So the reason I got this is because these are 12 by 12 and I wanted to try them. They were relatively inexpensive, and these are from Ken Oliver, and you get 4 sheets of 12 by 12 heavyweight paper for use with Colorburst and wet media. So I got 2 packages to try these out, and I hope to make you know, backgrounds for layouts. So I think one side is textured. Let's see if the camera, there. So one side is textured and then the other one is smoother. So I'm guessing you can use both sides. And since I have the paper, I really had to try these guys, and I decided to go, these are not cheap. I got these on sale. They had on Blitsy the warehouse sale, and everything was, I think, at least 40% off. So I got these for, I think they were 40% off, but I think the full price is more than $30 for the set of 6, which I think is a little steep. I don't know how amazing these are, so maybe it's good value, but for me I felt it was always a little bit too expensive. So there are tons of videos on how to use these. I'm not gonna open them now, but this one is the Caribbean Brights. I thought this set had my favorite colors, and probably the only one that I would have liked to have is a yellow, but yeah, there's no yellow here. And then I also was really curious about the liquid metals, so you can see the colors. and this is the Precious Alloys pack, and these are the colors. So again, I have no idea how these perform. I just want to show you that I got them, and I will hopefully be playing with them. Super cute stamps that someone Metal enabled me to get them. I didn't even know they existed. So these are by Daniel Donaldson, and they are made by Stamping Bella. So this one is the large rectangular half pan palette, and you get the half pan and then the single palette, just like you see here in the image. And of course you color it in, you just get the stamp. There's the circle palette with brush, and that's how it looks. So there's the palette, the brush in the middle, and then the extra pan like you see here. And then there's the mixing well, which has all these, you know, mixing wells. So I think these will be super fun. I have to think how I want to use them on a layout, or I don't know how. They're just super pretty. And last but not least, I will admit this was a totally impulsive buy, because I was annoyed at people and decided to treat myself to some distress inks. So these were also on sale on Blitsy, and I just decided to, I tried to get a nice color palette that I would have a good representation of each area in the color wheel, let's say. And so these are the ones that I got. I feel like I need a purple. So these are, everything looks better when you organize it in rainbow order, right? So these are the colors that I got: antique linen, fossilized amber, abandoned coral, peacock feathers, picked raspberry, worn lipstick, twisted citron, cracked pistachio, and broken china. And I'm excited to start playing with them. I think with both the Distress Oxide and these, the Ken Oliver ones, I need to do some online research and see, you know, which techniques I want to try. But yeah, that's it. So I think that's my haul. Thanks for watching. Bye.